Hey guys, welcome to the Field of 68 YouTube channel. If you like what you see here, hit that subscribe button and you'll get more college basketball content just like this.
Let's
Yeah,
talk
I was just
candidates.
gonna. Who do you think right now? I mean, we know some of the obvious ones. Who's your lead horse in this race?
I would say if you're putting a gun to my head, who Kentucky ends up getting at the end of the day, I think it's going to be Scott Drew. I do. I just think everything fits. Now, again, we don't know. Mitch Barnhart's just starting this process, but here's what Scott Drew has. It's kind of the opposite of John Calipari in a lot of ways. He's got no ego. As you said, John Calipari has probably 1A or 1B with your boy over in Stores with the biggest ego right now in college basketball. Scott Drew is easy to deal with. Easy. You don't think Mitch Barnhart wants that at the end of his career here? Scott Drew has won a national title in the last few years. He's had success in the NCAA tournament. He's been able to recruit pros in Waco, Texas. He's built a program, honestly, that was at the absolute bottom and made it something where every year now we're talking about him as a Final Four contender. He's got a buyout of $4.5 million, which is reasonable. He kisses babies. He shakes hands. He'll go out in the community. What's the downside of Scott Drew? I don't really see one if he wants to bring his family to Lexington.
Yeah, look, you said this last night on the stream that we did. What if Scott Drew doesn't win? Like, what happens if he doesn't have success at Kentucky? Now, I just don't see any world where if he got that job, he doesn't have success as the head coach of Kentucky. I would still – look, I know it's $18 million for the buyout or whatever it is.
Nate Oates.
I would go get Nate Oates. It's just you can't take the money with you, man.
No.
Nate Oates for me, and I do the same thing because of what you just said. My concern is it's Baylor. They'll build a statue of you there. That's your home. That's what you made that program. It'd be tough to leave.
I don't think that they're going to build a statue for Scott Drew and be like, Scott Drew is Baylor.
He is the program.
He is Baylor. Like, do you want to? I don't want to say burn that down, but you leave to go take Kentucky. There's going to be people at Baylor that are like, all right, well, if
they don't get back,
call the guy who left Providence for Georgetown. Then
yes, like there's something.
That's been 1 year. That's been 1 year. Like, here's the thing: if you're Scott Drew going back,
statue.
I don't think Dan Hurley is going to take it. Okay, I don't. So I'll say that right off the bat. But I do think there's a chance Scott Drew takes it because it's still Baylor. It's still Baylor. It's not UConn. It's not a blue blood. I think in his mind, he's got to be concerned about the fact that who knows if he can sustain this at the highest level. Who knows if they have the financial resources to compete every year at that level like Kentucky can. Every year you're going to have whatever the hell you want at Kentucky. At Baylor, you got to fight for it. This dude wasn't even flying private for a lot of the flights that he took to recruit.
You're also going to look at about how many years before the a new AD comes in. And if this program isn't at a national championship level, when a new AD comes in, now we're in another cycle. Because now you're on the clock, and the same reason we're talking about they got the money to pay to get you, they got the money to get you out of there.
Can I bounce some? I'm just going to bounce some other fun names around. You can say yay or nay.
Can we just before we do? Can we talk Nate Oates? Are you going to throw him out there? I want to start there because you talk about the money to get you out, right? Why wouldn't you spend the $18 million to go get Nate? Like, I think Nate Oates would be that's who I would go after first. All due respect to Dan Hurley, all due respect to Scott Drew. I think the first guy I would go after is Nate Oates because I think that he would bring. I think he has the personality to make it work with that fan base living in the fishbowl, right? I think that he plays the style that is going to work at SEC, and he's done it at a place where you have resources like Kentucky. That would be the first name that I would have to. And $18 million, like, I understand that you pay $4.5 for Scott Drew, I think you said, and $1 million a year for 5 years. So let's just call it $5 million for Dan Hurley. Like, what is? It's Kentucky. It's
if they
SEC
got it,
football
Rob,
money.
like you said, if they got it, they got it, right?
There's always enough money.
You know what I mean? Like, we can't say they got money to do all these things and then say, oh, because he got an $18 million buyout.
No,
I've seen coaches get fired and get $18 million, $16 million.
No, and
so it's worth it.
In the SEC, the money wars are especially real.
He doesn't have the ties there, I think, that the other two guys have is the biggest difference. I think that's the difference of why he fits more is that we're only talking about money. And big as that number is, why would Hurley leave? Drew, Baylor, why would you leave those programs? I got national championships
Baylor
there.
is in UConn. Baylor is in UConn. Scott Drew's 52, right around there. Does he envision himself being at Baylor for the rest of his career, or does he look back if he does that and say, you know what, maybe I should have taken a shot at a place like Kentucky where I can honestly compete every single year with anybody, somebody. Right now, I mean, he's been able to get really high-level talent there. It's not easy.
No, and if not now, then when? If you don't make the move now, you're never going to do it.
You're done. You're done. This is the job if you're Scott Drew. So you've got to really, really consider it and think about it.
You have to consider it.
The best month of the year is here, which is why you need to know that we are partnered with BetMGM. We'll be using BetMGM lines for making all of our picks and predictions, and we'll have special offers for the listeners and the viewers of the Field of 68. If you haven't signed up for BetMGM yet, you can use bonus code FIELD, and you will get up to a $1,500 first bet offer on your first wager with BetMGM. Here's the best part. All you need to do is deposit and bet $10 of your hard-earned money to get it. This is what you have to do to make it work. Download the BetMGM app and sign up using that bonus code FIELD. Deposit at least $10 and place your first wager on any game. You'll get up to $1,500 in bonus bets if your bet loses. Just make sure you use that bonus code FIELD when you sign up. Most importantly, we have some fun stuff coming up for the rest of the NCAA tournament. Bet insurance tokens, college hoops odds boost, and the thing that I love the most, a nice little parlay boost, as well as a ridiculous array of prop bets for anything that you could possibly imagine betting on. From odds on getting to the Final Four to national championship futures, I'm calling it right now. BetMGM is the king of the prop bet. So go download the BetMGM app. Use that code FIELD and sign up today. And while I've got you, a quick request. The best way to support the Field of 68 content you get for free is to engage with us. Rate and review the pod in any podcast app. Like and share the YouTube videos that you enjoy. Tell your friends about us. It all helps in a world where the algorithm is king. And now, back to the show.